Hello, how you doing? Today I'm going to take you through Module 4 Notes real quick and make sure you get all the stuff that you need to get. Everything in there is important, but some of it is a little bit more important than others. Okay, let's start off. Come on, next slide. There we go. Okay, sensing. Sensing on Scratch is located right here, and these tools are used to detect something. And what you need to know, sprites touching other sprites, sprites touching colors, using different key entries, using different text entries. Sensing. So that's what sensing does. Sensing is a big part of Scratch because you need to know when to touch something, how close you want to be to something, and that's what the sensing does. So sensing, these tools are used to detect something. You have to know that. And make sure you write these down, these first three down right here. We're not going to be using the text entry as much, but these first three, you need to know those. Next. Operators. Operators. We use these to help make decisions. They check to see if something is true. The or, this checks to see if a condition is true or and. Difference between the or and the and. Or, if I have $5 or $10, I can buy a candy bar because the candy bar costs $3. So if I have either one of those in my pocket, I can buy a candy bar. But if something costs $12, I can't use, if I have a $5 or a $10, that's not going to help me. I have to have both of them. So, and. If both of them are required, the and is used. If you can have either one of them, then you use the or. The not, you can use that a lot with your gravity. If you're not touching something, continue to fall. That's about the only time you're using a not. A lot of this stuff down here, those are for later chapters. But everything above the not, you're going to be using. Everything above the not, you're going to be using. Okay? All right. That's the operators. And operators are green. You have to know that the operators are green. With the operators, you can put them inside of each other and make different different variables. So they could be added with each other also. All right. That's the operators. Logic control, wait until. On some of the stuff, use a if or forever if. Forever if touching a green box. So if something touches that green box, whatever condition you have in there is going to continue to do that until it stops touching that green box. But a lot of times you just want it to do something once. If you wanted to do something once, you would use a wait until. And the difference between a wait until and using a forever if touching something is the wait until is just going to happen once. It's like a landmine. If you step on it, it's going to blow up. But if you step on it again, it's not going to blow up. It's not going to blow up again. Whereas if you use a forever if, it will continue checking throughout your game. But a lot of times you only want it to happen once. You're only going to go through a door once. You're only going to cross the finish line once. So you will use a wait until. And as you can see, you can use ors. It's a wait until touching black, touching red, touching yellow, and then you put whatever action you wanted to do underneath that. Wait until. So wait until, located under controls. It's under controls. And it is located right here, wait until. And next, condition if. The if right here. Type of a conditional logic. You need to know that. A calculation that uses if then else. If this, whatever condition you use it in there, then do that. Like in Module 3. But this has only one if. Your program does whatever is inside the if the variable is true. If touching green, then do that. If touching red, then do this. So your program is going to do whatever you have inside here if this condition here ever becomes true. The thing about the if you put a green flag on top of it, you come up here and you have a green flag, and then you have an if, and if touching, let's say touching blue. Now if I hit this green flag, if my cat is not touching blue, as soon as I hit that green flag, it's not going to check anymore. It's going to stop checking. The only way for you to make it continuously check is you have to put it inside a forever loop. So if you say something's not working, it's probably not working because you don't have it in a forever loop. But if you want it to continuously check and happen one time, then you would take that green flag and you would put it a wait until. We talked about this before underneath it. And then wait until touching blue. And then when you click the green flag, this is going to light up and it's going to continue checking until it touches blue, and then it's going to stop. Okay. Next. Stop script. The stop script we would use if it is located right here. Stop all. Stop this script. Stop all scripts. If you have something that's moving with your creating clones, or something that's continuing to scroll, and you want to, after the end of the game, you want it to stop, you make sure you put that stop script in there. And that way it will slow your game down if it's not needed anymore. If you have something working on one level and you go into another level, put that stop script in there for that first level, so everything, all the motion will stop in the background, and then move to your next level. But if you do, you're going to load your game down, and it's going to start to skip. Okay, modules algorithms. I'm going to skip this part. Algorithms. Need to know this right here. A set of rules that define a sequence of steps that have to be done. Algorithms is it's like what you do. It's like how you plan on doing something. Let's say my algorithm for me coming to school in the morning, I get up, I go to the bathroom, take my shower, wash my face, brush my teeth, get dressed, eat breakfast, drive to school. That's my algorithm for the morning. Everybody has a different algorithm. They may do some steps in different orders. But that's what an algorithm is. It tells you how you do it in a step-by-step procedure. A function. This here can be a function. And a function just tells you if a function completes a job. It completes a section of your program. That's what a function does. A function completes a job. A function completes a process. When you put multiple algorithm steps together, they create a function. Okay, we skip over the rest of these. These here are different functions. This entire thing right here is a function. This entire thing is a function. That entire thing is a function. This is a function. This is a function. And they all work independently of each other. This right here, after it finishes, it's going to broadcast, and it may start another function. But functions are all separate, but they all do one single thing. And all these functions right here are for this sprite, or for this sprite. You can't have a cloning piece put in there, but it's just going to start another function for another sprite. But all these functions are for this sprite right here. What is this function's job right here? If you look at it, when I press the key, when key space pressed, it's going to set black to 0, set red to 0, and set yellow to 0. This function right here, when I click the green flag, this whatever sprite this is going to go through these grid coordinates. It's going to wait 1 second, and then it's going to glide from 1 to 3 seconds to these coordinates. Then it's going to glide from 1 to 3 seconds to that coordinates, and it's going to do it here and do it here also. Forever loop. We discussed forever loop before, and with a forever loop, it's going to continue doing whatever you have inside there until either you stop that script, stop that forever loop, or the game is over. Okay, this control tools runs forever. It will never stop unless you tell them to stop. It will keep running, or it will keep running that function by starting over after the process, after it completes a process. If you put an if statement inside there, it will continue to check that if statement, and if the if statement becomes true, it will do whatever activity you have for it to do if that condition is true. So as long as that condition is true, it'll do whatever is inside that if statement. Embedded if statements. When you did your first, second, and third place, and you had to do something, you did an embedded if statement. And you can keep doing this over and over and over again. You have as many as you can. Only thing is, you have to look, because sometimes they start to become confusing. So right now, if this condition, do that. Else, if this condition, do that right there. Else, do that. So if it's not this condition, and if it's not that condition, it's going to automatically do this right here. Unless you put a embedded if statement, not an if else, it's an embedded if statement, and tell it what you want it to check for, and then it'll do that. If not, if these two conditions aren't true right here, it's going to do this one right here. You have to remember that about that embedded if statement. It'll do the first one, but then on the else, it's going to do whatever else you have in there that's not the first one. And you did know this, when you have this written down, embedded. Embedded means something inside something else. And hamburger is embedded with a bun. We embed if-else conditions to make multiple decisions. You need to know that right there. And this is it for Module 4. Make sure you get all the information down and copy it to your Module 4 notes. Thanks a lot.